The Logitech Circle View Doorbell is the first doorbell to integrate with Apple's HomeKit Secure Video. Now that right there is a pretty big accomplishment, but there's so much more to this doorbell, and that is what we're going to be taking a look at in today's video, so stay tuned. Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. My name is Steve from the YouTube channel Steve Does, and I want to thank you for joining me here at reviews.org. So today we're taking a look at the Circle View. This is a video doorbell by Logitech, and it is actually the first doorbell that was created with Apple's HomeKit Secure Video in mind. Now, if you are not familiar with Secure Video, let's break it down quickly. With a normal video doorbell, what happens is that anytime it records something, it's going to send it up to the cloud to be analyzed. From there, it's stored wherever it needs to be, encrypted or maybe not, people can look at it, whatever. With Apple Secure Video, your video is actually processed on your local hub in your house, whether that is going to be an Apple TV or maybe a HomePod mini, whatever is your HomeKit hub is actually going to do all of the processing locally on that device. It is then going to encrypt it, and then it's going to send it up to the cloud. That way, once it's in the cloud, nobody can look at it because the encryption is actually going to be on the device that is in your house. So it is the most secure out of any video out there. I'm actually going to be doing a dedicated video on that. If you guys want to check it out, make sure you subscribe and stay tuned for that one. But as far as Apple HomeKit goes, this is the first doorbell that has that feature with it. So we will be taking a look at that during this video. Now, before we get started, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos like this one. And with that said, let's get started. So I want to start by talking about the installation requirements for this doorbell. Now, if we take a look at the side of the box, we see that you do need to have at least an 8 to 24 volt connection to wire this thing up. You have to have a high-speed internet, and we also need Apple's HomeKit Secure Video compatible device. So that's going to be some kind of HomeKit hub, whether it's the Apple TV or the HomePod minis. Now, if you currently don't have a doorbell on the front of your house, you can jump on Amazon and pick up kind of a converter kit. You're gonna need an outlet to plug it inside of your house, and then you can run the wires outside, whether that's drilling a hole through your wall, maybe running the wires under your door to get those wires outside to wire it up to your doorbell. Now, once you get it all wired up, you can actually use your HomePod or HomePod minis as door chimes. So you don't need a wired chime within your house. You can kind of MacGyver it to get by that if you need to. But if we take a look at some more features on the back of the box, we've got face recognition. You can set up activity zones. We have also got live view and two-way audio. We've got the end-to-end encryption, 10 days of motion-based recording history. You do need to sign up for one of the Apple storage accounts, the 200 gig or the 2 terabyte to store those clips up in the cloud. And then lastly, we've got rich notifications across all of your Apple devices. Over here on the left side, we see that it says you can see clearly in sunlight, shadows with true HDR. We've also got colored night vision up to 6 feet away with an LED nightlight. We'll be taking a look at some of those demos later, and I'll show you guys what that actually looks like. Okay, so now that I have the camera set up and installed, let's take a look at some of the features in the app. I've got the Home app loaded up right here, and if I scroll all the way down to the bottom, I can see my doorbell down there. I'm gonna go ahead and tap on that to load up the doorbell. So up at the very top, we've got a little drop down next to the doorbell name. I can tap on that to bring up a different camera if I want to. Right above that, I can tap on the little speaker to mute and unmute the speaker right there. We've got also options for getting into settings, different things like that. If we take a look at the bottom, this is going to be all of the recordings. So you can see the different people going through. Now, if I pinch and expand, I can actually zoom in on each one of these. So if I want to really get fine in there of what's happening, you can do that. So I'm gonna go ahead and pinch and zoom all the way out here. I can also hit live at the end, which will bring me to a live view of what is going on. If you notice, we've got the push to talk right there. But let's go into settings. I'm gonna show you guys what we have in settings here. Here you can either rename your camera. We've got the room that it is in. For me, it's front door. We've also got accessories. So these are other accessories built in that you can use for automations. We've got light sensor. So it's going to tell you essentially how much light is out there. And then we've also got the motion sensor. So those are essentially things that you can use in automations. I'm gonna back out there so we can go ahead and click on add automation if we want to set something up using our doorbell. We've got our notifications here. So you can select the chimes that you want to use. For me, I've got two iPod minis, so I can select which one I want. So say if I have one in the kids' room and I don't want that one chiming, I can turn that off, but we've got those options there. We can allow snapshot notifications, so that's going to give you a snapshot with what's going on at the door when it sends you a notification. Anytime the status changes on your doorbell, you can get a notification for that. Notify when the camera goes offline, helpful one right there. And then I'm gonna go ahead and turn that one off, but we've got notifications for this iPhone. So if I turn that on, we've got options for different times. So we can do it anytime, during the day, night, specific times. You can set up a schedule there. And then we've got people off. So we've got the option to set up notifications if I want to get them when I'm home or I'm away, or we could just turn that off altogether. So I'm gonna close that. We've got doorbell notifications, activity notifications, and then we've got receive activity notifications when a clip is recorded, any motion is detected. I kind of like it when it's just a clip is recorded, but if you want to get a notification anytime just something is detected at the front door, then that is always an option too. So if we back out of there, we've got options for the door chime if you want to turn that on and off. We've got recording options. So you can do stream and allow recording. Now these are going to be options if you have the iCloud 200 gig or the 2 terabyte. Otherwise it's just going to say streaming only, but those are your options in those. So when you're home and away, and then we've got some more options here. These are going to be if you want to set it up to record people are detected, animals, vehicles. You can also record audio. Those settings are going to be in here. So backing out of there, we can set up different activity zones right here. So we're going to tap on the screen, and that is going to allow us to do different activity zones. So you can kind of tap in the area that you want and then create your zones right there. Now zones cannot overlap each other, but that is a way that you can set up zones. Let's go ahead and cancel out of that. So in addition to the activity zones, we've also got the camera status light, and then we've got the night vision light. So that's going to be the light on the front. That's going to give us our colored night vision. Okay, now that we've gone over some of the features within the app, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the demos of what the doorbell is capable of. All right, we're doing an audio and video test with the Logitech Circle View Doorbell. I'm about 5 feet away from the doorbell right now, but this is what it looks and sounds like with the HDR on. How well can you see the sky behind me in comparison to me being more in the shade? What do you guys think? Let's take a look at a night shot next. All right, we are testing out the camera now at night. I see the 3 lights that are on there. It's kind of interesting because these lights were on as I walked up to it, so I'm curious to see if the lights are going to be on all the time. I'll be checking that in a few minutes. I'll let you guys know. But this is what the camera looks like at nighttime with the colored night vision. What do you guys think? All right, now I turned off those colored night vision lights just to give you guys an idea in case you don't want to leave those on of what the night vision looks like with this camera. So what do you guys think? Whew. Oh boy. Okay, the footage was interesting. Looking at the daytime footage, I mean, I could easily see the sky and everything behind me, but personally, do I care about that? Not really. It's a nice to have. I mean, it's nice to be able to see things that are behind the person that I want to see as they're walking up to my front door, but overall, I thought that the quality of the video was kind of grainy. It wasn't really that good. If we take a look at the night shot with the night lights on, with me walking up to it, same thing with that footage. I did like that it started recording well before I walked up to the door, so I got to cover everything in there, but also the quality of that footage wasn't very good either. Now, when I turned off those night lights, there were no infrared lights, so when I walked up with those night lights off, you couldn't see anything. I was just a big black object on the screen. You could see everything behind me, and in fact, you could see the street lights fantastic. I mean, it looked like there was a giant spotlight on outside. You got everything in great color, but when I walked up to the door without that night light being on, you couldn't really see me at all. So you almost have to have that night light on every single time. And looking at the options in the settings, when you have that on and it is nighttime, it'll automatically turn that light on and keep it on all the time. So overall, I mean, it's good that this doorbell is one of the first to the market that has the secure video with it. But overall, I'm not impressed with it really at all. If you're somebody who is very paranoid about your clips and your footage and you don't want it to be sent out without it being encrypted, then this might be something you want to look into. But another alternative doorbell that I personally like even more is getting a Eufy doorbell. So with Eufy, everything is kept locally in your house. I mean, you're not sending anything to the cloud at all because you're going to get a base station depending on which one you get. But the one that I would recommend is get one that has the base station that's going to record everything locally in the house. It's going to save it on that device. You can put it anywhere. It is wireless, and it's just going to record everything to there. They've got 1080p, they've got 2K versions. I like those doorbells a lot more, and that would be my recommendation. But am I completely off base here? As other HomeKit users, what do you guys think about this doorbell? Is this something you're gonna pick up if you have this doorbell? Are you having the same quality issues that I'm having, or are you having a better experience than me? Let me know in the comments below. If you guys wanna know anything more about this doorbell or any other doorbells, check out the link below to reviews.org. If you guys wanna see more from me, check out my YouTube channel, Steve Does, where I do a lot of other cool tech reviews. If this video is helpful, give it a thumbs up and let me know that you liked it. As always, I wanna thank you for joining me here at reviews.org. I'll see you in the next video.